If you have noticed that your energy just is not what it used to be, you recover more slowly, your focus fades faster, and you need more effort to feel the same result you used to get without even thinking about it, there is a biological explanation for that, and it starts inside your cells. Specifically, inside the tiny structures responsible for generating every unit of energy your body runs on. After the age of 35, those structures begin to decline. And today, I am going to show you exactly why, and what the evidence actually says you can do about it. My name is Dr. Leo Vitas, and this is the Mitochondria Protocol, your body's energy factory. Before we talk about what goes wrong, I want to explain something that most people have never had explained to them clearly, because once you understand this, everything else in this video will make complete sense. Inside almost every cell in your body, there are tiny structures called mitochondria, and these structures do something absolutely essential. They take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe, and they convert them into the energy your body actually uses to function. Every heartbeat, every thought, every movement, every hormone your body produces, all of it is powered by these structures. Think of them as miniature power plants, trillions of them, working around the clock, generating the fuel that keeps you alive and functioning. Now here is what makes them remarkable. These are not passive structures just sitting inside your cells. They are dynamic, they are responsive, and to a significant degree, they adapt to how you live. That is the key insight that this entire video is built around. The organs in your body that need the most energy, your brain, your heart, your muscles, have the highest concentration of mitochondria. Your brain alone uses roughly 20% of all the energy your body produces, even though it represents only about 2% of your body weight, which is why when mitochondrial function starts to decline, the brain is often one of the first places you feel it. So the question is, why do these power plants start to lose efficiency? And the answer is more interesting and more actionable than most people expect. Why they decline. Here is what happens inside your cells as you get older. And I want to explain this in a way that actually makes sense. Your mitochondria are not immortal. They have a lifespan. They get damaged, and your body has systems to repair or replace them. When those systems are working well, the old and damaged ones get cleared out and new healthy ones take their place. This is a process your body is designed to do. The problem is that with age, this cycle starts to break down. Damaged mitochondria accumulate faster than they can be cleared. And when damaged mitochondria build up inside your cells, two things happen that directly affect how you feel every day. First, your cells simply produce less energy. The machinery is less efficient. It is like trying to run a factory with aging, poorly maintained equipment. You get less output for the same input. That is why effort feels harder, why recovery takes longer, and why your energy reserve feels smaller than it used to. Second, damaged mitochondria produce something called oxidative stress. In simple terms, they generate harmful particles called free radicals at a faster rate than your body can neutralize them. And these free radicals damage the very cells that contain the mitochondria, creating a cycle that accelerates the decline. This process is so fundamental to how we age that leading researchers now consider it one of the defining hallmarks of biological aging itself. A landmark study published in late 2025 found that by boosting the efficiency of mitochondrial energy production in mice, scientists were able to extend both lifespan and health span. The animals had better metabolism, stronger muscles, and significantly fewer signs of cellular aging. Now, you are not a mouse, but the underlying mechanism is the same, and the lifestyle signals that protect or accelerate this process are the same ones that matter for you. In a moment, I am going to show you exactly what accelerates this decline. And most of these things are happening in people who think they are living healthily. So stay with me. What you feel when it happens? I want to talk about what mitochondrial decline actually feels like in real life, because the symptoms are so common that most people normalize them. They write them off as stress, or getting older, or not sleeping enough, and sometimes those things are contributing, but the underlying cellular picture is often the same. The most common thing people notice is a kind of fatigue that does not respond to rest. You sleep your 7 or 8 hours, and you still do not feel restored the next morning. That kind of tiredness tiredness has a specific character. It is not just tiredness from doing too much. It is tiredness that comes from your cells not generating enough energy to keep up with the demands of a normal day. The second thing people notice is that their brain does not work the way it used to. The word they almost always use is fog. Things feel slower. Focus is harder to sustain. The mental sharpness that used to come easily requires more effort. Your brain runs on energy the same way every other organ does. When the power supply is reduced, cognitive performance is one of the first things to suffer. Third is physical recovery. Exercise that used to leave you feeling good now leaves you sore for 2 or 3 days. Muscle repair slows. The resilience that characterized your body in your 20s and early 30s starts to feel different. That is not just about fitness. It is about the cellular energy available for tissue repair. And fourth, many people notice a general reduction in what I would call vitality. The sense that life used to feel more energized, more effortless. That quality has a biological basis. It is not nostalgia, it is cellular. Now I want to be clear, not every case of fatigue or brain fog is caused by mitochondrial decline. There are other causes, and a good doctor should always rule those out. But when you have a cluster of these symptoms and your standard blood work comes back normal, the cellular picture is worth understanding. Here is something most people do not know. Your mitochondria can grow. You can actually build more of them and make the ones you have work better. This is not theory. It is one of the most well-established findings in exercise science, and it changes the conversation completely. What actually helps? This is where the video shifts from explanation to protocol. And I want to be precise here because there is a lot of noise in this space. Supplements, devices, expensive interventions. So let me tell you what the evidence actually supports, starting with the most powerful tools, which happen to be free. Movement is the most powerful signal you can send. Exercise is the single most well-documented way to stimulate the growth of new mitochondria and improve the function of the ones you already have. When you challenge your body physically, it interprets that challenge as a signal to build more cellular energy capacity. It is your body responding to demand. Both aerobic exercise and resistance training contribute to this. Regular, steady-state aerobic work at a moderate effort level, the kind where you can still hold a conversation but you are working, is particularly effective at building mitochondrial density over time. Your muscles respond by growing more of these energy structures and making the existing ones more efficient. Resistance training contributes in a different but complementary way. It stimulates muscle cells to repair and grow stronger, a process that is entirely dependent on mitochondrial energy production. Stronger, well-trained muscles contain more mitochondria per cell. The research is clear on this. People who exercise consistently have measurably higher mitochondrial function than those who do not, regardless of age. And importantly, people who begin exercising later in life can still generate significant mitochondrial adaptations. It is never too late to start sending this signal. Sleep is when your cells repair. Here is something that does not get enough attention in energy conversations. While you sleep, your body runs a critical cellular maintenance process. Damaged mitochondria are broken down and cleared. New mitochondrial material is built. The repair cycle that keeps your cellular power plants functioning properly depends heavily on the quality and consistency of your sleep. Chronic poor sleep is one of the most reliable ways to accelerate mitochondrial damage. It raises the internal stress signals that generate oxidative stress. It disrupts the repair cycle, and it compounds over time. If your energy is declining and your sleep is fragmented or insufficient, that is the first thing to address, before any supplement or protocol. What you eat provides the raw materials your mitochondria need. Specific nutrients to function properly. A diet that consistently provides whole foods, adequate protein, healthy fats, and a wide range of plant-based antioxidants gives your cellular power plants the raw materials they need to operate. Antioxidants in particular, found in berries, leafy greens, olive oil, and other whole plant foods, help neutralize the oxidative stress that damages mitochondrial membranes. On the other side, a diet consistently high in processed sugars and refined carbohydrates creates rapid energy spikes that can overwhelm mitochondrial processing capacity. Think of it as flooding the engine with more fuel than it can cleanly burn. The result is increased cellular waste and greater damage over time. Consistent meal timing also matters. Evidence suggests that eating in alignment with your body's natural daily rhythm, with most of your food earlier in the day and avoiding late-night eating, supports more efficient cellular energy regulation. Stress and recovery. Chronic, sustained stress keeps your body's stress response system in a prolonged, activated state. This state generates high levels of the same damaging particles that accumulate in aging mitochondria. Stress management is not a soft wellness concept. It has a direct cellular mechanism that either protects or damages your mitochondrial function. Cold and heat exposure. Cold showers, cold water immersion, sauna use are generating research interest as signals that stimulate mitochondrial resilience. The evidence here is promising, but less established than exercise and sleep. If you find these practices accessible and enjoyable, they may offer additional benefit, but they are not a replacement for the fundamentals. Now, I want to talk about something more specific. The things that most people do every single day that are quietly making this problem worse. Some of them will surprise you. What accelerates the decline? I want to flip this now, because understanding what damages your cellular energy system is just as important as knowing what builds it. And some of these accelerants are things that health-conscious people are doing without realizing the cellular cost. The first is sitting for extended periods without movement. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the most consistent predictors of mitochondrial deterioration, even in people who exercise once a day. 8 hours of sitting followed by 1 hour of activity does not fully offset the cellular impact of that sedentary time. Regular movement throughout the day, even short walks, standing breaks, brief bouts of activity, sends ongoing positive signals to your cells. The second is chronic sleep disruption. Consistently getting fewer than 7 hours of quality sleep, or sleeping at irregular times, disrupts the cellular repair cycle at a fundamental level. This is not about one bad night. It is about the cumulative effect of months or years of inadequate recovery. The third is persistent psychological stress without adequate recovery. Most people manage acute stress well. The cellular problem is low-grade, chronic stress that never fully resolves. The kind that comes from sustained overwork, ongoing relationship strain, financial pressure, or a life that never has true downtime. This keeps the biological stress pathway in a semi-permanent activated state, and the cellular damage compounds quietly over time. The fourth is ultra-processed food as a dietary foundation. Processed foods tend to be high in refined sugars, industrial seed oils, and artificial additives, all of which generate disproportionate oxidative stress relative to the nutrition they provide. A diet built primarily on these foods gives your mitochondria poor quality fuel and a high cellular cleanup burden simultaneously. And the fifth, this one often surprises people, is excessive and unrecovered intense exercise. Exercise is powerful medicine for mitochondrial health, but exercise without adequate recovery time can become a cellular stressor rather than a stimulus for adaptation. If you are training hard every day without structured recovery, you may be generating more mitochondrial damage than your body can repair. The signal your body needs is challenge followed by recovery, not relentless challenge. The irony is that many of the people struggling most with energy are not lazy. They are doing a lot, but the pattern of how they are doing it is creating a cellular environment that works against them. Understanding that changes everything. The practical protocol. So let me bring this all together into something you can actually use, because the point of understanding the science is not to have an interesting conversation about cells. The point is to know what to do differently tomorrow morning. The Mitochondria Protocol is built on 4 pillars. These are not complicated, they are not expensive, but they are specific, and the evidence behind each one is genuinely solid. Pillar 1. Move your body consistently, not just occasionally. 3 to 5 sessions of moderate aerobic exercise per week. At an effort level where you can speak in short sentences but you are clearly working, is one of the most powerful mitochondrial stimuli available to you. 30 to 45 minutes per session is sufficient. Add 2 sessions of resistance training per week. This combination sends the clearest possible signal to your cells that more energy capacity is needed, and your body responds by building it. Pillar 2. Prioritize sleep like a performance metric. 7 to 9 hours of consistent, quality sleep is not a luxury or a sign of laziness. It is the primary window during which your mitochondrial repair cycle runs. Keep a consistent sleep and wake time, even on weekends. Make your bedroom dark, cool, and free of screens. Protect this window as seriously as you protect your work calendar. The cellular return on that investment is significant. Pillar 3. Feed your cells real food. A diet built around whole foods, lean protein, vegetables, fruit, legumes, nuts, olive oil, and fatty fish, provides the nutrients your mitochondria need and limits the oxidative burden they face. You do not need a perfect diet, you need a consistently adequate one. The goal is not restriction. The goal is giving your cellular power plants the raw materials they need to work. Pillar 4. Build recovery into your life. Stress management is cellular medicine. Whatever helps you genuinely decompress. Walking in nature, breathing practices, time with people you trust, genuine leisure. These are not soft additions to a health protocol. They are direct inputs into the cellular environment that either accelerates or slows mitochondrial decline. Build recovery into your week the way you build exercise into your week. Both matter. Your mitochondria are not fixed. They are not a sealed fate. They are responsive to the signals you send them through how you live. That is not a small thing. That is everything. Conclusion. I want to close with something that I think is important. A lot of health content treats declining energy as something to be hacked, a supplement to take, a device to buy, a biohack to try. And some of those things may have a role, but the most powerful tools for your cellular energy are the oldest and most fundamental ones. Movement, sleep, real food, and genuine recovery. They work because they speak the language your cells have been designed to respond to for millions of years. The science of mitochondrial health is moving fast. Researchers are making genuinely exciting discoveries, but the lifestyle foundation matters most, and it is available to you right now, without a prescription, without expensive equipment, and without waiting for the next breakthrough. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what is happening inside your body, and what you can actually do about it, then it did its job. If you want to go deeper on the specific habits that protect cellular energy, the next video in this series covers the metabolic switch, another process that quietly breaks down after 35, and another one that responds remarkably well to the right signals. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of content. I publish science-based, practical health information for people who want to understand their body, not just follow a trend. I will see you in the next one.